Some call it faith, some call it a risk. We choose to call it following your dreams. In this episode of Woke Wednesdays, we'll get to know the story of a young woman who utilizes dance to impact children, families, and all those around her. Let's meet Shiann, the owner and founder of the largest dance studio in South Florida, Dance Center of Florida. So where are we?
We are in my second home.
Okay.
Called Dance Center of Florida.
Dance Center of Florida. You gotta say it with your chest. You gotta be a little louder about it. There it is.
This is Dance Center of Florida.
There it is. Why is this your second home?
Maybe I should call it my first home because I'm definitely here more than my actual home. I may be 27, not married, but I do have a child.
Okay.
This Dance Center of Florida. It's coming up to its 2-year anniversary.
No way. 2 years.
2 years.
That's beautiful.
I can tell you that there was times where I barely thought I could make it to 1 year, but 2 years in, 20 more to go.
So, Shiann, you are a dancer, correct?
Yes,
Yes.
I am.
And when did you start dancing?
Well, I started in the actual dance room when I was 2 years old. My sister, who's like almost 10 years older than I am, she was dancing first. You know, it was one of my mom's dreams to become a dancer, but unfortunately, her parents couldn't afford it. So, put my sister in. So when I was actually giving birth, she might as well have birthed me on the dance floor.
On the dance floor.
I was there.
And so, what is your favorite style of dance?
I love tap.
Tap?
Tap, hip hop, and jazz.
I said just one though, just one. If you had to pick.
Okay, well that's my one.
Just tap?
Hip hop, and jazz.
Oh, that's one? Did you ever like kind of grow up thinking, you know what, I don't want to be a dancer anymore. This is my mom's dream, this is my sister's thing. Like, I don't want to be a dancer.
I quit everything at 10 years old, but dance was the one thing I went back to.
So how old were you when you went back?
Like 12.
So 12 years old, you're like, I'm done being a kid. I'm ready to grow up and become a dancer.
Yeah, so I went back around 12 when I went back into middle school. And actually through my high school period, I was thinking about quitting dance as well, again.
Again?
Yeah, so then I took like a 180 turn when I graduated and I went to school for business accounting. I went to Miami-Dade first for my AA because I also was not a victim to student loans. I went wherever financial aid would cover.
Absolutely. And then you ended up transferring to?
FIU.
FIU. So you're Miami all the way through. And where's your family from?
My mom is from Dominica.
Okay.
And my dad is from Martinique.
Martinique, okay. And then, so they came here to Miami?
They came here when my sister was 2. So my sister was also born in Martinique.
2 is like a kind of a theme here.
Yeah.
Your sister, you started dancing at 2. Your sister came here when she was 2. Took a 2-year break from dancing. You just a bunch of 2s. After college, you graduate, business, accounting. What's next?
I went back into a dance studio.
So you start dancing again. How do you go from that, like you've taken breaks from dancing, you come back, start dancing again. How do you go from dancing to now owning like your own dance studio? The largest one in South Florida.
Yeah, the largest dance room.
Like, how does that transition even happen?
Actually, it was my best friend let me know of a studio that was hiring. So I went in for an interview. She loved me immediately. And when you're from Miami, once they read that New World School of the Arts on your resume, they're like, oh, then you have training. We love you already. So like, yes, I do. So actually, I was going in for an instructor, but she hired me for administration first, just at front desk.
Okay.
And then I became studio manager, also teaching classes. And it was crazy because she knew my resume, she knew my background, but then she didn't really take me seriously as an instructor as of yet. Maybe because she never personally knew me or so forth. So when it came to the point when I had to start summing classes, she's like, oh my God, you're actually amazing. So then I start to do both.
All right, so you're there for 3 years.
Yes, I'm at my place of employment, which is a dance studio, for 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was a lot, and within that 3 years, it taught me so much. And then it also taught me the ins and outs of how to properly run a studio. Like I took my personal notes on if I was to do this myself, all that I would implement as far as like growing within the community, within impacting lives with students.
Yeah.
And then also what not to do.
Of course. So you were already kind of thinking, you know, I think I want to own something. So that started there while you were there.
Yes.
And so what came next? So that was 3 years. Then what happened?
So I actually quit, but I didn't quit that employment because I already had everything situated. I quit because I was just done with them all around. And I didn't know how I was gonna start, where I was gonna start, or anything. I just went on faith. That's what I started to do. I just started to come up with my business plan. It took me forever to come up with a name. I think it's great, Dance Center of Florida, AKA DCF Studio.
DCF Studio.
And my mission, my purpose, and that's what I really, really try to stick to every day on a daily basis. I did start looking into properties, and everything seemed like it was gonna get there. And I had like my doubts as well, and then I had my insecurities, and I'm like, wow, this is gonna be hard. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
So you saw the venue.
I saw the venue in February. I just saw it.
And you're like, this is it.
And I was like, this is gonna be mine. Like, it's mine. I even told the real estate lady who was showing it to me, I was like, don't show it to anyone else, this is mine. And she was like, okay, sure. I'm like, okay, watch me, this is mine.
And then I guess you went and
got everything I needed to in less than a month. Went to the city, I was like, oh no, I can't go to work today. Sorry, quit. Because I needed to get myself together in less than a month.
So you made this thing pop off and...
I was trying to promote a grand opening before I even signed the lease. And I was like, because I had faith. I was walking on faith.
So what was it like to be a Black woman owning this beautiful business? You said, like, how does that make you feel? Like, do you take pride in that? Parents are also immigrants.
At first, it did feel like pressure because there's so much expectations when it comes to not only being Black, but a Black woman in America. So it's like you have to meet these certain standards of not being too ghetto, or, you know, is it appropriate, and so forth. Like, but honestly, as long as you just know who you are and you accept who you are, and it doesn't matter about my skin color, it doesn't matter about my gender, it always comes down to what I feel in my heart.
And also, I guess I also want to ask a follow-up. What does it feel to be this person in this space? This is a community center.
My mom gave back as well. Like, she was cleaning the studio just from dance for free.
Wow.
Like, every night, my mom was there in the studio cleaning.
Like, parents trust you.
Yes, they trust me.
That's huge. I
pick up students from downtown, all the way to Miramar, Little Havana. Just call me, I'll be there. No,
it's not these kind of transactional kind of interactions that you're having with customers. These are people that you really care about, and they care about you.
Of course, and trust me, these kids see it as their home too. They're like, sometimes I'm even tougher on them than their parents, and they love it.
Where do you kind of see this thing going?
I see Dance Center of Florida expanding beyond what I imagined. Because I always try to be realistic. I think small. But then God says, Because this wasn't even going to be my original location. But then this came about, and I saw it, and I was like, nope. I was like, this is going to be mine.
What are some like parting words that you would tell anybody who is sometimes scared to follow their passion, but there is something there. They want to follow it, but there's something holding them back.
You can't grow if you're stuck in the mindset of doubt, of insecurities, of never knowing what tomorrow will bring. But isn't that life? Like, just go on a whim.